Use the quadratic formula to solve 9x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals 0. In this case, a equals 9, b equals -4, and c equals 1. So we can plug all of these into the quadratic formula and see what we've got. In this case, the opposite of b is 4. Then we have plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 16, minus 4 times a, which is 9, times c, which is 1, all over 2 times a, so that'll be 2 times 9. If we look inside the radical, this is going to end up being 16 minus 36. 4 times 9 times 1 is 36. And that's all over 18. 2 times 9 is 18. So we've got 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 36 is -20. Again, all over 18. Now, when we have the square root of a negative, we know that that's going to be an imaginary number. So this will be 4 plus or minus the square root of 20, and then I over 18. Just be careful here when you're putting your I that it's clear that the I isn't inside the square root. Remember, when we have a negative in the square root, we pull it outside as an I, and we don't want ever to have our math be ambiguous about whether or not something's inside a radical. So just be careful with those. I am going to continue this up here. 20 is not a perfect square, but it does contain a perfect square factor. So we should be able to simplify it. 20 is 4 times 5. And so we can take the square root of 4. That gives us 2. So in the numerator we have 4 plus or minus 2 root 5i all over 18. And then we can split those two terms up into two different fractions so we can simplify each of them. We have 4/18 plus or minus 2 root 5 over 18i. 4/18 reduces to 2/9, and then we have plus or minus. We can also reduce the 2/18 to 1/9, and so we've got that root 5 in the top, 9 in the bottom, and an I out front. And so our final answer here is x equals 2/9 plus or minus root 5 over 9i. And that's our final answer.